up? What's up? What's up? Hey family. It's been a few weeks. I'm not even gonna act like your girl ain't been missing in action. MIA as you say it. Ain't been missing in action, y'all. December has been busy. December has been busy. All right. And um first of all, hey, I missed y'all. I missed doing this. Um I missed I've missed being consistent for real, for real. Like my coach called me. What was this? I think at the beginning of this week or last week. She was like, "So what's going on with your podcast?" And I was like, "Well, I had this happen and this happened, I had this happen, I had this happen." And I gave her everything that was happening, and she was like, "Okay." Um, so I had my own plan of how the podcast was going to work out, and then I was thinking maybe I'm gonna maybe I'm gonna try to make up the episodes I didn't do so I can make sure that I got it done by the end of the year. And I think what's more important for me is to be real with myself and to be real with y'all. Like for one, I didn't prepare properly for the what happened in December, right? So if I would have prepared and used my time wisely, one thing I say to my team at my 9 to 5 is proactive costs time, reactive costs money. And so you got to choose the cost, right? You got to pick which cost you'll pay, or you got to choose your form of payment. And I chose reactive, right? And for that, I've been inconsistent, and it's cost me. Well, it cost me a little stuff, but the thing about it is, you always have an opportunity to get back on track. For instance, like today, y'all, like I went to the gym. I'm signing up for some personal training, y'all, and that's the whole nother thing. I've been seeing this specific gym in my area, commercials and all that stuff like that. I saw it for myself, and I was like, okay, God, is this something that I want to just do, or am I trying to flex? But I was at another gym, and I was like, this is not working out for me because it doesn't give me. It's not focused on what I want. Like it's not focused on this. We don't have the same goals. Like I don't need to lose necessarily fat. I need to get toned. So I'm switching what I need to, changing my relationship, changing my commitment with a different gym. And y'all, so that's more so focused, like not on just getting toned, but also focusing on my discipline, but also getting fine for my wedding. Because let me tell you, I done already said that your girl's single right now. But when I get married, like my spiritual mother, my mom, my dad, my spiritual father, like all them parents in it, they have let me know that I'm having a wedding. And so if I'm gonna have a wedding, I'm gonna be snatched to the T. Because your girl pictures is not gonna look like I'm gonna be snatched, okay? But then also to live a healthy lifestyle. I was consistent in it. I feel like it's a stress reliever. Because baby, whew, December, December, it's been challenging. It's real deal been challenging, y'all. And like I didn't prepare for the challenge. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. There's something else they say at work. You stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And so I was a little delayed on my readiness. But anywho, out of my soapbox, I spent the first couple of minutes, 5 minutes, I guess, talking about, woe is me, my regulation. Y'all don't hear all that. Okay. If I sound tired, I probably am a little tired, if I can be honest. I probably am a little tired. And then I'm gonna be real transparent. I'm doing this tonight, everything tonight. So recording, editing, posting everything tonight, which is the day before the release. So I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. Like I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, I just prepared and all the stuff like that. I got I got into my own mind yesterday, and then the day before that, trying to get my sink fixed, y'all. But that was a blessing, y'all, because I've been waiting for my sink to be fixed for like 2 months. 2 months. So this is why y'all probably I normally don't like dress up, but I look like if y'all not looking at me on YouTube, I look like I belong on somebody's farm today. Shout out to Chico's. They one of my body shops that I use for work. But shout out to Chico's. They be giving me like free stuff for like merch and stuff. And it's like nice merch too. Like I love companies that has nice merch. Like they have merch that you'll actually wear. And the best thing, like this is a nice hat. It's a snapback too, y'all. If you can hear that, it's a snapback. I don't even own a snapback. I think it's my first snapback. Shout out to Chico's for that. And then they gave me like this cool water bottle. They gave me a lunch back box that's really a cooler. And then, they feed you, girl, from time to time. So shout out to Chico's. Shout out to Chico. I love Chico in there. But anyway, yeah, I look like I'm working on somebody's farm today. So y'all excuse the greatness. Excuse the greatness. So look, as I've been in my little time of hibernation or whatever you want to call it, I've been in my time of hibernation. I've been in my time of change, baby. December, like I feel like God came at me like a whirlwind, like disrupted every plan I thought I made and said, this is the time that you're not only going to heal, but you're going to invest in the things of your freedom. Like you're going to be prepared for the aftermath of your freedom. And y'all, when I tell you, like physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, every lead that is in the book, every lead that you can think of, he didn't really like captivated me, man. Like just was like, no is no, yes is yes. You are who you are, and I'm sick of whatever you've been doing. Like cutthroat, like not having it type thing, right? Stand in your truth and embrace the truth because I created you, right? Embrace who I created you to be. But so as I've been dealing with dealing with this, y'all, like so I'm in the midst of doing a project, right? Shout out to my accountability people. Shout out to my accountability people. Um, I'll shout them out. Jay Lisa, shout out. Desiree, shout out to Stacy. Um, them three, the past 30 days, man, it's like God sent them once a week. Stacy was like every day, but once a week. And was like, what you doing? Why you ain't doing this? Why you ain't doing that? And I'm like, my God, like really? I already had Bree, but I mean, I'm not saying she's not accountability, but she's like a friend. Like my expectation is for her to hold me accountable. But like these are three people that got like literally God sent and said, hey, I'm going to make them see you. Woo, y'all, I am going to not, I'm going to make them see you. I'm going to allow them to see you, but I'm also going to allow you to see them. And y'all are going to build a comfort level. I don't even say a comfort level, but a level of respect and honor for one another that neither one of you guys are going to go back. And so all three of them bring something and highlight something different in me. But we all have the foundational principle of understanding that we love God. And that's what accountability looks like for me in this season. Like God has sent what and who I needed in this season. And so y'all, I mean, so I was with Jay Lisa. I was with her, and this is one of the moments where we were writing and we were working and downloading what God was doing it with us or whatever. So we're just having like And we didn't have a soaking session, but we had an intentional session. And so we're on the couch or whatever, and the Lord tells me as I'm writing to go look at the story of Lot. Lot and his wife. If you don't know who Lot is the nephew of Abraham. If you don't know who Abraham is, just go read Genesis, because I'm this ain't the podcast to try to explain all that. But anyway, so Lot is the nephew of Abraham. Lot and Abraham at one point goes, they go their separate ways, right? They go their separate ways, and Lot ends up in Sodom and Gomorrah. If you don't haven't heard of Sodom and Gomorrah, that's where it was a lot of homosexuality, a lot of sexual immorality that's going on. That was um, laid activities that went on. I'm sorry, in that land, in that town, in that village, right? And so Abraham prays to God and asks him to protect Lot, because God basically, from my understanding, God basically lays the law out to Abram and say, "This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tear everything up because they got some different type of stuff going on around here, and I just don't like it." That's the God of the Old Testament. He was just destroying stuff that he didn't like. It's not. I'm weak because it's just like, dog. Like God was just like, oh, I don't like that. Boom. Like, oh, I don't like that. You just gotta do as I say. Just do as I say. Live righteously when you have these problems. And so, anyway, so he told me to go to the story where Lot's wife um was made was made into a pillar of salt because she looked back when they were leaving, right? And so I know I'm getting to the end of the story, and most people preach on that, right? I'm not here to preach. I'm here to open our eyesight, because when I saw this, y'all, like I was like, man, like I've been captivated by what I think, right? What I think, right? And not by the instructions of the Holy Spirit or God or who God sends for me, right? So I have to read a little bit to y'all today for you to fully understand. So I'm gonna read this little bit, and then I'm gonna break it down. Okay. So, um, so this is coming out of Genesis 19, and Genesis 19, it starts about when Lot sees these two angels that address him, and apparently these angels are beautiful, so beautiful that they some of the men in the town peep game that they was there, and Lot took them to his own, and was like, "No, y'all can't have them. Y'all can have my daughters. Why don't y'all take my daughters?" They was like, "No, we want the men. We want men on men action, right?" And so the angels told them straight up. He was like, "Listen, we finna destroy this city. We finna destroy this town, but we can't destroy it while you in it. So we will sit here to remove you before it was destroyed." And so he got instructions to, try to tell his son-in-laws, all his family members, hey, to get out or whatever. But of course, they didn't listen. And so the part that I'm gonna start at verse 16 is when Lot comes back home next day, and angels the angels come to him again saying, "Hey, it's time to go. It's time to go." So this is Genesis 19, starting at the 16th verse, and this is the NLT version. I love New Translation version because I'm a little ratchet and I understand ratchet slang, and this is a little bit ratchet for me. Okay, so it says, when Lot still hesitated, the angel seized his hand and the hands of his wife and two daughters and rushed them to safety outside of the city, for the Lord was merciful. When they were safely out of the city, of the one of the angels ordered, "Run for your lives, and don't look back or stop anywhere else in the valley. Escape to the mountains, or you will be swept away." Verse 18. "Oh no, my Lord," Lot begged. "You have been so gracious to me and saved my life, and you have shown such great kindness. But I cannot go to the mountains. Disaster would catch up to me there, and I would soon die. See, there is a small village nearby. Please let me go there instead. Don't you see how small it is? Then my life will be saved. All right, the angel said, I will grant your request. I will not destroy the little village, but hurry, escape to it, for I can do nothing until you arrive there. Lot reached the village that just Lot reached the village just as sun was rising over the horizon. Then the Lord rained down fire and burning sulfur from the sky on Sodom and Gomorrah. He utterly destroyed them, along with the other cities and villages of the plain, wiping out all the people and every bit of vegetation. But Lot's wife looked back as she was following behind him, and she turned into a pillar of salt. Okay. And so I just read to you verses 16 through 26. First of all, I'm up here repeating myself like we in church, and I'm finna start preaching, but I promise y'all I'm not gonna start preaching. I'm just about to make my point and get off here because it's real direct and straight to the point. So as I'm reading, I guess that's why reading for yourself, reading the word for yourself is so powerful because you get your own revelation that you need for that time, and then the revelation you receive, you can share to others. And so, you know, my first revelation of understanding this story is a lot of people focus on Lot's wife and Lot's wife saying, looking back, right? And looking back, and I even did a TikTok that said, uh, Lot had to mourn forward because if he would have looked back, he would have died too, right? He would have been put a pillar of salt too. So Lot didn't have an opportunity to grieve or even see the dead body, or no, he just knew that he knew and had understanding that his wife was no longer with him, and so he, along with his daughters, had to mourn forward to move forward to whatever God had for them next, right? That is the most I've had about this revelation until I read this the other day, right? And so in the beginning, you heard me say that Lot hesitated to follow the instructions of the angels, right? Who are the angels? They're messengers of God. They're anytime you saw an angel, even when you think about Jesus, it was an angel that told Mary that that she was with child, right? And it was an angel that told Joseph that, hey, she ain't been out here thotting, Mary ain't been out here, popping it for pimp or anything. She really out here, you know, a virgin. She a real virgin, you know what I'm saying? And you're gonna love her, and you're gonna be able to, father this child. Like, real talk. Like, it was angels are doing. So angels are sent for as messengers of God, right? And so you got not one but two messengers telling you, hey, you got to get out. You got to get out from this place. Ooh, this is already good to me. You got to come up from this place. You got to get out this place, or this place, because this place that you're in right now is about to be destroyed. This place that you're in right now will be no more, right? And so when Lot hesitated, he along with his daughter and his wife were arrested and forced out by the angels. They literally had to push him from where he was, push him from Sodom and Gomorrah, push him from the place where God had not ordained him to be in the first place, push him from the protection of from being isolated from God to being in God, right? So the transition, right? And so all in all, he's hesitant, but he still, God, the Lord was merciful to him because of Abraham's prayers. So that'll preach by itself. But moving forward, the conversation that he has with the angel says, if you look at it, the angel says, run for your lives and don't look back or stop anywhere in the valley. Escape to the mountains or you will be swept away. So the angel says what the angel says, right? It wasn't no really sugarcoating. He gave clear indication where you need to go, where you don't need to be, and what the repercussions of if you stay in this place or stay anywhere close to this place, you will be swept away, right? And so Lot's response is what got me, right? Because Lot's response led to the death of his wife. I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm getting somewhere. I'm gonna make it make sense for us as entrepreneurs. Just give me a second. Just follow me. Follow me. Follow your girl. Follow your girl. Follow your girl. Y'all, I'm a little sleepy, but I'm getting to the point. Lot's wife died because Lot chose to escape to the valley and not to the mountains that the angels told him to in the first place. Watch this. So Zor was where he asked to go to. Zor meaning little, I think it's called little village or little town. The angels clearly told him in the when he said escape, he said escape to the mountains. Do not remain in the valley, or you will be swept away. Zor was just the next town over. Zor was a few, or maybe the next town, a few towns or over, but Zor was still on the same level as Sodom and Gomorrah. Zor was just a different name. Zor was still on the same platform. Zor was still on the same level. Zor still resided in the valley, but because Lot's mindset was that him going higher would destroy him, he asked to go just to the next town, right? His mindset was, no, I am not going to make it up there. I am not going to make it to the pinnacle point. I'm not going to make it to the mountain. And if I would go to the mountain, I will be destroyed. I will be destroyed. Although 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 the angels told him to. Although the angels told him to. And so when he asked to go to the next city, the angels granted him his request. But what he didn't understand was his request was for him, and his fear was about him. He did not think about the legacy that he was carrying, because if he did, he would have just went to the mountaintop. Because at the mountaintop, his wife wouldn't have had room or space, or could have been even engulfed in what they saw, she saw at the mountaintop, and couldn't even pay attention to what was being destroyed. And so for that, because he chose his fear and wanted to reside in the valley, wanted to escape to the valley, when he had the option to escape to the mountaintop, when he had the option to escape to the mountain, y'all, his wife perished because she could not handle being on the same level, running away on the same level, moving away from it on the same level, right? And I was like, God, this is what I've done. Y'all, I was like, this is what I've done. I'm like, okay, God, you've told me to do this. You told me to move higher. You told me to promote myself. Y'all, talking about promotion. I talk about my 9 to 5 all the time. And shout out to Greg. He gonna listen to this because he's been supporting me. Shout out to my boy Greg. Man, he's a real friend. Like, I love Greg, but this man was my manager. He was my last branch manager. And he and I used to argue all the time. Oh man, we would argue all the time about me promoting to the next level, which was his position at the time. And I was like, Greg, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I can't see myself doing it. I want to go another route. I want to go another route. I'm scared. I'm this, I'm that, I'm blah, 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 blah. Right? I'm saying how much I'm this and that. And it got to a point where God had to corner me. He literally had to corner me and say, put me in a position to where Greg got promoted somewhere else. And I, like, nobody else was, I won't say qualified for the position, But everybody, the expectation was for me to get the position and throw for the position, get the position. The expectation, and if I didn't, I would have jeopardized my future. Like I literally, it was literally a life or death situation for me. It was get promoted or be stuck. Period. It was get promoted or be stuck. And either one was a hard decision, but I chose my heart. And I'm so thankful that I had people like Greg to say, "Hey, you got to get over this fear. You got to get over," because I would have literally been stuck in the valley. I literally would have been stuck in the valley. And the things that I'm dealing with now, I wouldn't have been, let's just say, I wouldn't have been financially prepared, even though I feel like I could have been even more financially prepared to deal with the things that I'm dealing with now, right? Not about finances, but just an example of how it's so much more important to escape to where God tells you to escape, to do the things and obey the first time when God tells you to do things, because it doesn't just jeopardize you, but it jeopardizes your legacy, right? It jeopardizes the people that are attached to you. And so not only, and I'm using this story because it's so tangible for me, but not only did I promote my get promoted, but I was able to see why God needed me to be promoted. I was able to see why God wanted me to escape to the mountain and stop residing in the place that I was in, because where I was, it was outdated, right? It was being destroyed. God was like, "You're not going to stay in this place. You have to get out." I literally was the one that I feel the angels like really arresting Lot, because I felt like that. I really felt like I was being put in a place where I didn't have an option to elevate, y'all. There was no option. It was elevate or die. That's what I felt. And when you're chosen, when you are in a space where God is saying no more mediocrity, you have to go in faith. Like your faith have to click in somewhere. Because had Lot, had Lot chose that mountain, his wife, I believe, this is my belief. Y'all can argue my belief all you want to, but this is what I believe. Because there was clear direction from the angels to escape to the mountains. We understand it's an escape. You're escaping, but where are you escaping to? Are you escaping back to depression? Are you escaping back to uh, bad habits? Are you escaping back to alcoholism? Are you escaping back to arguing with your spouse? Are you escaping back to being rude and mean to your customers? Are you escaping? What are you escaping to? Right? You're not escaping to the elevated place. And God has given us an opportunity to escape to the elevated place, but we keep choosing the valley. We keep choosing being basic. We keep choosing being basic because we're like, well, at least we're doing better than we were, or at least we're doing better than those other people. At least we're not around. Come on now, because they weren't around the Sodom and Gomorrah people, but they were still on the same level. And God says, I am not trying to see you in that place no more. I don't even want to see you on the same platform, the same angle as them. I need your angles to elevate. And so I'm pointing you to the direction that you need to go to. I'm pointing you in the direction that you need to be in, but you keep running away from it. You keep running away from that, and now you're causing others to perish because you have not done what I've asked you to do. You haven't gone to the places I've asked you to go, and your assignment is greater. It should be greater than your fear. That is selfish to say that, hey God, I'm just going to remain in this valley because I'm too fearful to see what you have for me up there, right? And it's like, when we think of it that way, I feel like now that reading this story, y'all, and how Lot really had a decision to make, not just based on his needs, but the need of his family. So the decision that you make today, the decisions that you make in your future, and it's easy to say this, but the decisions that you make in the now will definitely and dramatically affect the people that's connected to you, business partners, um, lenders, investors, anybody that says anything regarding your branding, your vision, because you want to play mediocre, you want to have false humility. I'm talking about myself. I'm raising my hand, y'all. That's your can't see me. You want to have false humility. You want to. You don't know how to be great and not feel guilty. Like this season over with, and I don't think it's by happenstance that this is the last podcast of the year of 2022. Right, this is the last podcast of the year, and I'm speaking on this. Like, I'm speaking on the fact that you got to choose your escape. Choose what you escape to. We have to choose where we escape to. God, okay, I know I need to go, but where? Lead me, right? And I strongly believe, like, God gives you the grace to make it to the next city. God will definitely give you the grace to make it to the mountain. The angels told him that hurry up, because they couldn't do anything until they made it to the Zor. He told Lot that, hey, I'm gonna need for you to hurry up because we can't do anything until you make it there. Why wouldn't they said the same thing about the mountain? Y'all, why wouldn't they have given him confirmation? But he spoke in fear. He spoke in fear and said, hey, I'm gonna be destroyed there. I'm gonna be destroyed. I'm not. It's like I'm not deserving there. I don't know what's up there. I don't know what it. I'm used to being in this place. I'm comfortable in this place. Ooh, y'all, I'm talking about me so bad. I kept saying I'm comfortable being assistant branch manager. I know my lane. I'm good being second. I'm good being second. I'm good not running the show. I'm good not bossing people around. I'm good on all of that. I am good. But God said no. He says no. I am putting you. I'm cornering you. If you choose and you choose wisely, because this next move is a life or death move. This next move is a life or death move, and we have to get to a point where we understand it. We have to get to a point where we understand it. So, y'all, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. I said what I said. Choose your escape. Are you gonna escape to the mountain where you've been directed to? Are you gonna continue to lay in the valley and watch your people perish? You gotta choose. This is life or death. Your choice in 2023 is life or death. You're gonna elevate, or you're gonna demolish yourself. I don't know what's the what's the opposite of elevate. Let's look that up. Google that real quick. As I'm as I'm googling it, um, I told y'all I was gonna share my word of the year. I hope y'all got y'all's word of the year. Um, I hope y'all got y'all's word of the year. But my word of the year is, oh, they just told me elevate lower. So I guess they would. I thought it was like a bougie word, but the opposite of elevate is lower. Um, but my word of the year for 2023 is Jordan. 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 And the Lord specifically told me that He's going to continue to teach me what that means, because it means a lot. So I'm going to be studying the word Jordan, um, or the name Jordan, for 2023. But I know the first thing that He told me was about the crossing over, of um, how Joshua led the new generation of Israelites to the promise. But even getting to the promise and understanding that the promise was theirs, there was a process. There were battles that they went through. And so we most of us know, I have an understanding of Moses, and Moses and his generation of Israelites being in the wilderness, right? And so now that you're out of the wilderness, how do you cross over, and where do you cross over to? And so that's where, thank you, Holy Spirit. So he just connected this to me. He just connected this to me. Like even goes back to where do I escape to? Where do I cross over to? Where do I go? And God is telling me in this season, choose the mountain. Choose the mountain. Because the mountain, for one, was the instruction. And when I follow the instructions of God, I always win. I always win. You always win. Right? And so I'm so looking forward to talking to y'all in 2023. 2023. Happy New Year! I love you guys so much. And always remember, life is much more simple when you just ask. I'll see y'all next year.